Welcome back to the channel and the start of this review here in the gun room again today, and needless to say, I am super stoked at this one. So this is going to be my ultimate CZ457 build. So this right here is going to start with an MDT ACC Premier chassis. Huge shout out to those guys over at MDT for sending this out to us for review at a discounted rate. So yes, I did purchase this, but it was at a discount. So just full disclosure, definitely not going to hinder the review in any way. I will definitely let you know what I think of this, good and bad. But we're also going to be topping it with our toric track. So a super nice optic. This optic right here is, I mean, guys, if you're looking for a one-all, one-and-done, high-power rifle scope to do everything, this right here is it. They are expensive, but man, they are nice. Very nice scopes. So check them out over at Tracked Optics. But this here, we're going to focus in on the CZ457 in this MDT chassis. So this is the ACC Premier. So this is kind of like an offshoot to their Elite chassis. So you do lose a couple of things with this. However, for me personally, I don't think it's enough, honestly, for what I personally do to warrant the extra cost of the Elite. So with the Premier, you do get a shorter forend. I mean, that's kind of a bummer. I wish they would have left the forend kind of the same length, but that's not a huge deal. You still get the really nice Barricade stop. And the cool thing, of course, this one is inletted for the CZ457. They give you a super nice relief cut to be able to access your magazines. Now, if you're putting this up against a Barricade, obviously that's going to be hindered a little bit, but I don't think it's going to hurt us too much. You do get a full-length Arca rail with attachment points forward and aft, M-lock both sides. You do get accessory bosses on each side as well, so we may end up putting us a mag holder on the side of there at some point. Now, they do offer a weight that you can bolt to the front of this. It's like 60 bucks. It does add a little bit of length to it. Not really structural length, but more visual, I guess you could say. You do have the same channel to where you can put the drop-in weights, and you can also get their weights, their M-lock weights for the side, which I'm definitely going to get some of those at some point. Now, kind of moving back, we went with their Premier grip. This is kind of the thing that I don't really like this grip. It's plastic, which there's nothing wrong with it functionally. I do like the adjustability. You can loosen these two screws and you can kind of adjust the angle so that way it hits and fits your hand perfectly off of, kind of like your palm swell to the point that you would contact the trigger. So I do like that. That's a really good feel. However, I don't really like the feel of that polymer. So we may end up upgrading that at some time. But for now, I think it's going to serve us just well. Now back to the buttstock. This is the SRX Lite. So this is where a little bit of the trade-offs come with the Premier chassis. So to adjust the comb height, you have to use an Allen key, which is not a huge deal. This is probably going to be a set it and forget it kind of rifle anyway, so it's not like a complete deal breaker. And then they use these spacers to adjust your length of pull, which they do give you 4 of them, which is pretty nice. They just kind of slide in and turn, and then you just lock them in place with the 2 screws on this very nice rubbery butt pad. You do have the boss on the bottom, so you could put a bag rider on it, which we probably will at some point as well. You do have some cutie sling attachments here. And overall, the fit and finish of this thing, if you've never seen some of MDT's stuff in person, I tell you, you're doing yourself a disservice. Their stuff is absolutely immaculate when it comes out of the box. Their fit and finish is perfect. This thing here is put together very, very nicely. But, I mean, you can upgrade like this stuff here if you can get some thumb screws off their website. But overall, I think it's going to do us just fine. Now, unfortunately, I can't show the install, but we'll get this thing put in the chassis and we'll get it back to the hide. We're going to shoot some of the, let's see here, we're going to shoot some of the, maybe the Standard Plus or the Long Range Match SK. That's been doing really good for us. We'll get some shots of that on paper and see how this does. And then we're also going to take and get some Barricade shooting and see how it performs in kind of an active shooting style. And then we'll get some final thoughts. All right, so we got our CZ457 mounted up in our MDT Premier chassis. We've got some SK long range match. We're going to shoot a few groups here. Of course, this is a high video, so we got to get some groups on paper. But so far after sighting in, I really like the interface with this chassis. I mean, it feels really, really good. Got a thumb shelf here, so you really get a good placement. Being able to repeat shots, that's one of the big things, you know, kind of the upgrades with the chassis, is being able to interface with it better, so that way you have a greater probability of keeping your shot placement and your shooting style consistent from shot to shot. And in theory, that should, of course, make you a more consistent shooter, is going to make you a more accurate shooter. So kind of the things here is, I really like this. Now, this is one of the differences between the Elite. The Elite, you can put in one of the adjustable thumb shelves, but that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. This one works really well. The adjustable comb has a really nice foam padding on it, so it's super, super comfortable to put your face on. But I'm kind of at the mercy of 5-round max today. My 10-rounders did not come in time for the video, but nonetheless, we're going to shoot a few groups here and just kind of see what this will do. Let you guys follow along in the camera here and see what happens. Oh man, we got sticks falling down around us. Of course, the wind's going to give us some trouble today. Looks like that first shot got away from us there. Oh, that was our fifth. So yeah, our first shot, of course, pulled that one a little high, right? That's on me. But as you can see, this thing just absolutely shoots. I really love being able to have that vertical grip. Your hand just feels more natural, in a more natural position whenever you're interfacing that trigger. So I definitely like that. But let's load up 5 more. We're going to try and see what these will do for us. Maybe we'll get lucky and this wind will die down a little bit, but not so much probably. All right, let's try one more group here. Oh, managed to hit the steel behind the target downrange. That should be 5 with that. Man, I tell you, it is it's a shooter. Now, again, I'm just running the factory barrel that came with this CZ. I mean, guys, it shoots great. I mean, I would love to have a custom Lilja or something like that. Maybe eventually we'll do that. One good thing about this chassis here is you're definitely not going to fill up that barrel channel, so it will accept sporter all the way up to 1-inch bull barrels, no problem at all. So try the last group here, see what this will do for us. All right, that last shot put us a little high, but I tell you, the benefit of a chassis, guys, like I said, is being able to interface with it consistently from shot to shot. I know exactly where I need to put my thumb. I know exactly where I need to put my finger. Being able to wrap around this stock, kind of like that tail hook here on the back, it just works really, really well. Let me go ahead and let's change the camera angle here. Let's get a few shots off the Barricade, and we'll get some final thoughts. All right, so we just finished up shooting our groups, and I have to say, I think we did very well with those. First shot, even with that one flyer, we still had under a 1/2 inch, and then the other two groups after that were also under a 1/2 inch. Now, was it the chassis? Was it just the day? I don't know, but I can tell you, shooting that load with the factory walnut stock out of this rifle, I was not able to get that consistent under 1/2 inch groups with that ammunition in this rifle. So kind of take that with a grain of salt. I'll let you guys, hash that out in the comments below, but nonetheless, the paper doesn't lie. So let's get a couple of shots here and off the Barricade, kind of let you all see that in action, and then we'll get some final thoughts on this rifle, guys. Be the last one here in this magazine. I tell you, I will say, I can't say it enough, just the interfacing with the rifle itself, it just makes it a lot easier to shoot. Does it make it more accurate? Probably not, and technically probably not. The accuracy is already in the barreled action. You're just trying to get the most out of it, and the chassis allows you to do that. I mean, there's no question about it, especially off of different obstacles. Now, with the bench, that's kind of standard reason you're in a static location, but if you're shooting off a Barricade or something like that, it definitely helps. Now, as you can see, I'm holding the front end of this down. In this configuration with the factory barrel, it does not balance at all, really. There's just not enough weight out front. So you would either have to add a lot of fore-end weight or potentially a longer custom barrel, which I may do eventually, but I'll tell you guys, with the performance that I've gotten out of this thing in the factory barrel, I don't know. I really don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments what you think about that. But I mean, I'd love to have a 24-inch Lilja on this, but for right now, for no more than I do, I think for playing around and training, it's going to serve its purpose as well. If you noticed, I did go ahead and upgrade the bolt handle. The CZs, the 457s, take just a metric 6 by 1.0 pitch bolt knob, so you can get just an off-brand one like this one here. I think this was like 20 bucks off Amazon, so pretty cheap, but definitely adds a lot of usability to the action, makes it a lot easier to cycle. I really like the grip angle of this grip. Now, I wish it had better grip texture. I may end up upgrading that at a later date, I don't know. The Barricade stop is really nice. You still have the ability of getting in there. They gave you more than enough room to get in there, even to access this 5-round magazine. It would be even easier if I had the 10s out here today. But just keep in mind, you won't be able to access that cutout if you have it pushed up against the Barricade stop. But nonetheless, guys, if you are in the market for upgrading your CZ457 and you're thinking about a chassis, MDT is the way to go, in my opinion. I've used a lot of their stuff over the years. Now, granted, is it cheap? No, but you do get what you pay for. The fit and finish, engineering behind it is absolutely top notch. But that's just a choice you'll have to make for yourself. So definitely, I hope this video was informative. If you're thinking about something like this for your rifle, I'm super stoked at our ultimate build here. But please like, share, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. Stay tuned. I'm going to get some different loads out for this rifle and test them when it's in the chassis. Probably some more SK loads, so stay tuned to that. A lot of you guys have asked about those, some of the standard plus and maybe some of the pistol match. We'll try some of those if I get my hands on it. But overall, appreciate you guys watching. As always, shoot straight. Later.